Interested in leveling up and automating your content creation, whether you post YouTube videos, social media posts, or blog posts? In this video, I'll be showing you how to build an advanced YouTube and social media content calendar and task system with Notion. I'll be showing you everything from basic page setup to adding in advanced automations and how to incorporate Notion AI. If you find this video useful, be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. Let's first start with an empty Notion page, and I'm going to go ahead and title this Advanced Content Planner, and then we can go to the top right hand corner 3 dots and then turn on small text full width. I like to do this so that there's way more space on the page, especially for dashboards. Next, we can go to add cover, change cover, and you can add a cover photo of your choice. I'm going to go to Unsplash for a huge library of stock images, and I'm going to choose something with clouds because it keeps me motivated. Next, you can click reposition if you want to reposition the way the photo looks. Save position. Then we can add an icon by clicking add icon, and I'll go to icons for Notion's icon list and choose something with a calendar. And now we can get started with adding in the databases that are going to make up this content planner. The two main databases I'm going to be adding is a tasks database and a content schedule database. So let's go ahead and type / and I'm going to add a table view database for the tasks. Plus new table, and I'm going to title this Content Planner Tasks. Then what I'm going to do is click the 6 dots here, and then I'm going to turn it into a page. And this way the database gets stored as a page so that we don't accidentally delete anything and we know exactly where things are located. If I open it up now, you'll see this table view database as a database page. Next, let's go ahead and add an icon for this. I'm going to go to icons and choose something with a checkbox. And now we can start planning what the task list is going to look like. So the first thing is going to be the name of the task. And then after that, we can start adding some more properties. We can add a checkbox so that we can track whether or not the task is done, like this. Then we can click the plus sign again, and this time we can add a due date. So I'm going to look for date property and then rename this due date. And now I can move over the done to the left hand side so that we can see everything clearly. So there's done, name, due date. Next, we can put the type of task. So I'm going to go ahead and look for a select property, and I'll call it type. Next, we can choose what kind of types we might have for the content planning tasks. And the first example I'm going to be using is a YouTube video. So when a YouTube video is going to be published, there are a few tasks relating to that. And I'm going to click here and edit property. Then I'm going to start adding an option here. So the first task that I might want to do is scripting. After that, I'm going to be filming and editing. And after filming and editing, I'm going to design the thumbnail and title. And then after that, I'm going to post it. So now we have this very basic workflow. Of course, this depends on your own workflow and how many different stages your video goes through, but I'm just doing this to keep things simple. So we have scripting, filming and editing, thumbnail and title, and posting as the main types for YouTube videos. So now what I'm going to do is just add a sample task so that we can keep track of it. So the first task might be scripting. We would add a due date, and the type is going to be scripting. So this is the very basic structure of this task database. So now we can go back using the breadcrumbs. And the next database I'm going to create is going to be the content schedule. So I'm going to go ahead and type / and then calendar. So we can see it in calendar view, plus new calendar. And this one is going to be called the content schedule or content planner schedule. And what we're going to do here is again click the 6 dots here and turn into page so that it becomes a page in a database like this. And we can go ahead and click add icon. And for this, I'm going to add a calendar icon here. Then what we can do is start adding something here so that we can decide what kind of properties we want to add. So I'm going to go ahead and add an item, plus add an item. And let's say that I'm trying to create a YouTube video called Full Notion Guide. And I'm going to remove the tag property, delete property. And we do need a date because it's in a content schedule calendar like this. The next thing I'm going to do is add a multi-select property, which is going to showcase the platform. So what platform is this going live on? And for this, it's going to be YouTube. So now I have YouTube here. Then the next thing I'm going to add is a select property to show if I've posted it or not. So I'm going to type posted, and one option is going to be posted and the other is not posted. And I can go ahead and change the color here so that the not posted is red and posted is green. So it's really clear whether or not it's posted. So for now, it's not posted yet. And now if I click out and go to the three dots here, I can showcase those properties. So I want to show the platform and whether or not it's posted. So now we can see Full Notion Guide on YouTube is not posted. The next thing I'm going to be doing is relate this content planner schedule to the tasks. So ideally what we're trying to accomplish here is that when you create a schedule here, it's going to automatically create all the tasks that you need to accomplish for that video. And to do that, I'm going to click here and then click plus add a property, and I'm going to look for relation. And what I want to do is to relate it to the content planner tasks, and I'm going to add a two-way relation, add relation. So now I can actually relate the tasks to my content planner schedule. So if I click out and then go back here and go to content planner tasks, now I see the content planner schedule. So let's say that this scripting is related to the Full Notion Guide here. And one more thing I can do is to add a roll-up. The roll-up allows me to get critical information from the related database and roll up to here. So I'm going to click roll up and property, relation, content planner schedule. I want the property to be platform and show original. So now you can see the platform here based on what's tagged here. I'm going to call this one platform. So now we can see scripting, Full Notion Guide, YouTube. Then if I go back to content planner schedule, I see my Full Notion Guide here that is scheduled to post. The next thing I wanted to show is to add some views here. So I want to showcase the content planning ideas that have no date. So I'm going to click the plus sign here, empty view, and I'm going to call this no date. And then I'll add a filter where the date is empty. So now what happens is that if you have some ideas for a video, let's say that I have an idea for organizing my life with Notion and I don't have a date yet, it's for YouTube and it's not posted, I could collect some ideas here prior to deciding to add it to my actual content planning schedule. So once I know for sure I want to plan it, then I can select a date here and add it to my real schedule here. Then the other thing I want to do is to add a view for YouTube. So this is specifically so that the automation is going to work later. So I'm going to go ahead and add another empty view here. And this time I'm going to filter this by the platform, and I want it to be only YouTube. So save for everyone. And I'll rename this to YouTube. So when I do have something for Instagram, for blog posts, each time I'll be making a new tab here so that it's really clear. Then the next thing I'm going to do is actually hide this content planner task. I'm going to hide and view this one, and I'll hide and view this one. And I'm going to open this up to also change the property visibility to always hide so that it's not confusing here. So now I'm actually ready to create the automations inside. So I'm going to click the lightning bolt here and start adding this advanced automation. So this is especially useful because of the new automation updates that Notion has created. So I hope that this showcases exactly the kinds of things that Notion is able to do now. So the first thing I'm going to do is rename this into YouTube page added. So when a page is added to the YouTube filtered view, then what I want to do is add a bunch of tasks to my task list relating to that posting schedule. So the trigger is going to be that the page is added, and I'm going to change the view to YouTube. So this is why creating this view is so important. The new action is going to be to add a page to, and I'm going to select the database, which is the Content Planner tasks. The name of the task is going to be called scripting. Then I'm going to add another property, which is going to be the type. The type is going to also be scripting. I'm going to add another property, which is going to be the due date. And that due date is going to be a custom formula. So what I want to do is the page that it triggered dot date. So that's the posting date, and then dot date subtract, and I'm going to do 7 days. So now it's going to set a due date for 7 days before the posting date to get started with the scripting. So I'm going to save that. Then another property I'm going to change is the Content Planner schedule. So I want this to be the trigger page. So now whenever I add a new item to the Content Planner schedule, it's automatically going to add this page for scripting to my task list. So now what I can do is just duplicate this to showcase all 4 of the tasks needed to complete the YouTube video. So then I can map those out. So the next step in the Content Planner is going to be filming and editing. So I'm going to name this filming and editing. The type is going to be filming and editing, and then instead of 7, I'm going to choose 5. The next one is going to be thumbnail and title, and I'm going to choose the type, which is thumbnail and title, and instead of 7, now I'm going to do 3. And then for the last one, it's going to be posting. And instead of subtracting days, it's just going to be the date that we plan to post. Like this, save. And I can now create. So this should mean that when I add a page to the YouTube, then it's going to trigger all of these tasks. So we can now test this. So let's say that I'm going to post a video on the 18th about Notion's automations. So I'm going to type Notion's automations. Platform is YouTube, and it's not posted yet. So it's going to be like this. Now, if I go back to my advanced content planner to the tasks, it should now show all of these. So you can see the scripting, filming and editing, thumbnail and title, all for this video, which is really useful because now it's fully automated to add all of these tasks at the correct days that you want them to. So if I go back to my content planner schedule, that looks great. The next thing we can do is to make sure that if only the date is edited, that it's still going to update all the tasks that it added. So for that, we're going to go ahead and add another automation here plus new automation. And this time the trigger is going to be if the page property, which is the date, is edited, then we want to update all of the tasks. So I'm going to go ahead and also change this view to only on the YouTube view again. And here we can use a new Notion feature, which is to define variables. So this one is going to be called scripting. And we're going to go ahead and click the add formula and choose trigger page dot, and I'm going to go ahead and choose content planner tasks dot filter. And I'm going to filter those which have scripting as its type. So current dot type equals scripting, and save. So now it's filtered out everything but the tasks which say scripting of that particular one that got edited. Then I'm going to add an action, which is the edit pages in that scripting variable here. And I want to edit the due date to be a custom formula. So I want it to be the trigger page dot date dot and then date subtract. And I'm going to add the same system here. So we want it to be 7 days before and save. Then we're going to be adding more of these. So each of this has to happen for each of the types of tasks we have at the moment. So I'm going to go ahead and duplicate this one, and I'll duplicate it 2 more times. So this one is going to be, instead of scripting, it's going to be called filming and editing. This one is going to be called thumbnail and title. And finally, this one is called posting. And we can also rename these as well. So this one should match. So this is called thumbnail and title. This one is called filming and editing. And this one is called posting. And now we can also do the same here. Duplicate, duplicate, and duplicate. And instead of scripting, we're doing filming and editing. And we're going to edit the property, which is the due date. And we want that to be custom formula and trigger page dot date subtract. And instead of 7, we're going to do 5 days. And we can actually speed this up by just copying this. So I'm going to copy this, paste this in, change this to 3, and change this one to be thumbnail and title. And then finally, this one is going to be the posting. And we're going to choose the due date, and we want that to be custom formula trigger page dot date. So now we have all of these steps except this one. So we're going to add due date, and I'm going to copy this here, paste it in, and change it to 3. So we have all 4 steps here and all 4 steps here. Then we can create. So now what happens is if I move this, all of the dates should also move. So let's say I put it into February. And now if I go to my task list, all the dates should be moved to reflect that. So as you can see, the dates have shifted here. And now if I go back here, it's great that we can move around the dates without any issue. So now one more thing I'm actually going to do is on this YouTube tab, I'm going to filter out those that don't have any date so that it's not going to add the tasks until you add the date. So I'm going to go ahead and click date, and I'm going to do is not empty and then save for everyone. So now if I add a new thing here, which is to create a life planner template tutorial, and it's going to be on YouTube and not posted, and I go back to my task list, it should still be the same as before. But now if I decided that now that I really want to act on this idea, I can go ahead and fill in a date. So let's say I'm going to post on the 14th. It's going to go to this page, and it should now trigger the tasks. So I can go to my task list here. So now you should see all of those tasks relating to that appear here correctly. So we have 4 tasks for life planner tutorial. Now if we go back to our content planner schedule, we can see that we have these postings, and each of those tasks have been reflected inside. The next thing that we can do is now add possibility for other platforms. So this is just for YouTube. So let's go ahead and duplicate this view. And now we're going to call this Instagram. And we're going to filter it out by platform. So I need to add another platform here by clicking platform. And I will edit property, add an option called Instagram. And now you can click the filter button here and change the platform to be Instagram only and save for everyone. So now the important thing is to think about what kind of tasks would be necessary to post an Instagram post. Instagram is relatively straightforward. So it's mainly 3 steps, which is to create the graphic, then create the caption, and then post. So I'm going to go back to my content planner tasks and add some of those types in. I'm going to click the type here and I will edit the property and add those options. So create graphic, and the other one is caption. So I added that one. So now we have 2 of these, and then posting is the same as in the video. So now if I go back to my advanced content planner, back to content planner schedule, I can now create a similar set of steps in the automations here that I did with YouTube. Let's go ahead and rename this so that it's not confusing. So I'm going to call this YouTube edit posting date and save. So now what I'm going to do is to duplicate the one where the YouTube page is added. And I'm going to edit this and call this Instagram. So when a page is added for all pages in Instagram, then what I want to do is add a page to content planner tasks that's called create graphic. And I'm going to choose this one. And instead of 7 days, I could do 5 days. The next one I'm going to do is going to be called caption. Change that to caption. And instead of 5 days, I'm going to do 3 days. And then finally, I can delete this one. And posting is the same. So I'm going to keep it like this and save. So now if I add an Instagram type of page, then it's going to automatically trigger those 3 steps into my task list. Then I'm going to do the same with the edit posting date. So I'm going to duplicate this one. And I'm going to call this Instagram. So when the date is edited, I want to filter all of those that have the current type, which is going to be called create graphic. And I'm going to rename this one also to create graphic. And then the next one is going to be called caption. And I'm going to filter everything that is in caption like this. And then I'll delete this one. So now we have 3 steps. And then now we can edit the trigger page. So create graphic. Then I want this to be 5 days. The caption, I want it to be 3 days. And then this one I can delete. And then final one is just posting. So I'm going to go ahead and save that. And before that, make sure that this is in Instagram view like this and save. So now we can test it out by adding an Instagram post. So let's say that I want to add an Instagram post on the 24th for my life planner. And I'm going to put the platform to be Instagram, and it's not posted yet. And now if I go to the Instagram tab, it should appear here. If we go back to the advanced content planner tasks, we should now see the new tasks for life planner. So posting, caption, create graphic. So as you can see, everything is organized by the time frame now, which is really great. And if I go back, we have 2 types. So this is the basics. You can add as many of these as you want in terms of platforms, but it's just so useful that now you can really just generate all of the task list immediately when you create these posting schedules. The next step is going to be to create some database templates so that when you do create a new entry for a YouTube video, you can actually already embed these AI prompts and anything else you might need in order to create that content. So I'm going to go ahead and click this button here, plus new template, and this is going to be for any new video. And the platform is going to be YouTube, and whether or not it's posted is not posted. So now here I'm going to type /heading3, and I'm going to add the task list /divider, and then /link to view of database. And I want to showcase all of the tasks available here. And I'm going to hide database title. I'm going to organize this based on the due date so that I see the ones coming up soon at the top. So say for everyone. And the next thing I'm going to do is to filter it based on the content planner schedule to be new video, say for everyone. So this is going to be the task list. So in the next heading I'm going to add, just to give you an example, is that you might want to add your script here, /divider. And in that case, you can add an AI custom block like this. And I'm going to go ahead and type inside create a YouTube script based on this title. And then I'll put another heading 3, which could be like a description template /divider, add description template here, then /heading 3. I can even add another custom AI block here for tags /divider, and then I'll add /AI, and I'll put something like create tags without hashtags for YouTube, add a space between words and commas to separate them. So now basically I have my task list here, a script here with the AI prompt and a tags prompt. You can add whatever you'd like here that fits for your content creation process, and then I can click out. So now if I want to load that for my YouTube for this one, I can click plus new video, and you can already see all of the tasks I need to do for this, as well as a script prompt. So I could generate a script for this, and I can also generate the tags that I might need for this video. So this can save you a lot of time and can be really useful. You can do the same thing for Instagram as well. So if I click duplicate, and this one is going to be new Instagram post, and I'm going to change the platform to Instagram for this one. Then instead of script, I want a caption. So I'll create a caption for Instagram with no hashtags. I can delete this part. And then under here, I could add hashtags, and I could ask for 30 hashtags and be able to generate that. So now if I click out, and let's say that for this Life Planner Instagram post, it's a new Instagram post, I could just click this one. You can see create graphic, and I can click generate caption, and I can also generate hashtags. So as you can see, this AI with the automation is a huge game changer. Let's try adding some more things just to make sure how it works. So let's say that on the 28th, I'm going to post an Instagram carousel of the meal planner Notion template. The platform is going to be Instagram, and I'm going to post it later so it's not posted, and it's a new Instagram post. So now automatically you can see all of these tasks with the AI generated prompts. If I go back to my content planner tasks, all of these are showing up now. So now it's time to organize these. I'm going to go ahead and click here, rename, and call this view all. And I'm going to make two lists, one where you see the not done tasks and one where you see the ones that are complete. So I'm going to duplicate this and then call this incomplete, and I want the done to be unchecked, save for everyone. And let's also organize this based on due date, so we see ascending like this. Then I'm gonna duplicate this one and call it complete, and change the filter so that it's checked, save for everyone. So now we can see incomplete, complete, and view all. And now I can go back here. So now we have a very basic content planner tasks and content planner schedule, which allows us to easily see our tasks and posting schedule. And we don't even need to manually add the tasks in. It's just going to appear, which is great. So I'm going to click enter here and then slash column to create 2 columns, slash callout so I can create a callout box. And here I'm going to call this navigation and then bold it. I'm going to move in these inside here so that it's clearly in here. Then some other additional things you can add are the links to your content profiles. So I'm going to click bold here. And let's say that you want to add link to your YouTube, link to your Instagram, and so on. You can just highlight this and then add links to them. So let's say something like this, and this one too. And now on this side, what we can do is add the task list. So I'm going to go ahead and type slash heading 3 and add tasks, slash divider, and then slash linked view of database. And this one is going to be the content planner tasks. And I want to see the incomplete tasks, hide database title. Then I also want to see the complete tasks. So I'm going to add this one and then hide database title. And let's move this over so that it's a little clearer. So we see the incomplete and complete. And then I'm going to add slash heading 3 for the content planner schedule and slash divider. And here I want to see the full calendar of the posting schedule. So I'm going to click content planner schedule and I want to see it in calendar view. And I'm going to hide database title. So now it's very clean like this. The next thing I'm going to do just to test that everything works is I'm going to delete all of these and start from scratch. So I'm going to delete these. I'm also going to delete these as well. And I'll just add this and delete this too. So now we have it like this. So let's go ahead and test it out. I'm going to post a video on the 19th about creating a content planner with Notion. The platform is going to be on YouTube, not posted yet, and new video. So now it's automatically loaded the task list for me here. I have a AI for script and tags, and I could add my description template here. So now if I go up here, I can see it like this. Once I'm done with scripting, I can tick this off, which is super useful. If I were to move this, let's say to the following week, it's going to also follow those dates as well. So in this way, you can see the next date for filming and editing is the 21st. So you can create this kind of dynamic system and workflow. And one more thing I'll do is plus add an empty view, and I will add the content planner schedule in no date and hide database title. So now you can actually add some ideas. So let's say that this one is an idea for how to manage your business with Notion. It's not posted and the platform is going to be on YouTube. But as you can see, no tasks are added because there's no date yet. So it's just going to be like this. As soon as you decide to act on this, then you can add the date in. You can also find the no date here. So if I wanted to, I can also move this to the date I want to post. So let's say that's the 29th. So now you can see all of the tasks up here that need to be done. And if I open it up and I choose new video, I can see my task list here, which is really useful. And I can also clear my task list through here. Thank you so much for watching. If you're interested in more features, be sure to check out the premium content planner Notion template in the description below. Let me know if you have any questions or comments, and I hope to see you all in the next video.